Cinnamon Thursday.
Ooh.
Because cinnamon is about comfort. And so we're going to make some cinnamon buns. And we're going to make a turn in this frame. I'm going to try and get a couple of inches hooked on either end of this so that we can get this flower done and make a turn. So I sent out a newsletter. Are you on our newsletter list? Like, that's important, folks. You got to be on our newsletter list. We have a beautiful newsletter that we send out whenever something's special. Like last Friday, we sent out that we were doing a workshop in June, 3 days in June, just a workshop with 8 people, and it got filled up like right away. So if you want to be on our newsletter list, if you want to know what's going on in the studio, you got to be on our newsletter list. Kaylee, you did not bring me the recipe, and I knew I wasn't clear about that. So I went on and I posted it on. It'll be. Are you going to put it in the newsletter this afternoon again, Angela? It'll be a repeat, but the cinnamon buns recipe.
Sure.
But yeah, might as well. Anyway, it's 2 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now, I always cheat with the baking powder, and I always add a little extra because I just figure it just gives it a little poof. Is that true, Lorna?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? I don't know. It might flatten them out. But this is my cinnamon bun recipe that I have been making for, feels like generations. 1 tablespoon of sugar. That's all I'm putting in here. So 1 tablespoon is about like that. Isn't this great? I cook like I hook. All right, so I'm just going to sift that together. That's my flour, my sugar, a little bit of sugar. And then for the shortening.
This should be interesting.
I know. You know what I was thinking? It would be really funny if this show, like, if all the food always flopped. So the cook part of the hook was really bad. So Kaylee bought me some shortening, and the shortening, I'm going to bring this over here so I'm not always
Flop or not, Roger would still eat it.
Roger would still eat it. And really, I got to say, I made these cinnamon buns last Saturday morning, and they looked like the dog's breakfast, but we couldn't eat them fast enough. And with a glass of milk, they're so good. So we're going to add a little bit of shortening to this. Now, it's a light on the shortening. It's only 1/4 cup of shortening. So a 1/2 cup, if for those of you who don't know, a 1/2 cup, like half of the thing is shortening. Half of the thing of shortening is a cup. So then half is half of that, and 1/4 is like this, about like that. Okay? And we're going to save this for the next time. Now the shortening, we don't need to put that in the fridge, do we?
No, it was on the shelf when I bought it.
Yeah, so I know some things have to be refrigerated after opening, but I don't think shortening does. So that's it. Now you could put a pinch of salt in there too if you want, and I sometimes do and sometimes don't. I don't even know where the salt is. I think it's out in the other place. But when I'm doing sweetie foods, I don't worry about salt. Oh, Kaylee does. She's gone to get it.
I think it is here though. I thought we bought one.
I thought we bought one too.
Might be under the Lazy Susan part.
I can just feel this going bad. I just can feel that flour going all over my sweater and feeling dirty all day. Igor's got a cold.
Yes.
And he's going around with his mask on, but I bet he'll take it off to eat a cinnamon bun. Please. What?
Sorry.
What's that? Oh, Angela's going, oh.
A lot of salt. I used to call it, sorry. Most recipes call for a tablespoon.
No, teaspoon. So yeah.
That wouldn't be a teaspoon.
It looked like it was a little bit more than a pinch.
It was a shake. It was a shake.
It was a pinch and a dash.
So just see what I'm doing there. Like I'm just crumbling up the shortening in there. And when I made them on Saturday, I put too much butter. I used butter instead of shortening. No, I used shortening, but I put too much shortening in, and then it was very difficult to roll out. Uh-oh, the salt just spilled in here. We need a cover on this box right there. We'll have to do something about that or put it in a jar after this. All right, now, Mary Janet, who was on, doesn't use an egg in hers, but I like to use an egg in mine. And I take the egg and I give it a little beating. You know, hers were very good without the egg, I have to say. And I shake that egg up, and then I'm just going to add milk. Oh, we got lots of nice fresh milk. We need this for our tea and coffee. And I'm just going to fill that so that I have a cup there. And then I beat it again. Now I'm just going to check this. All right. So now then you just mix it up together like this. It's really simple.
You need to get a spatula.
Oh yeah, that sound, eh, Lorna? There is a spatula there.
There is.
I think there is.
Like nails on a chalkboard.
No, I don't know where the spatula
No, look
is.
at the next one.
Next one. Empty.
Oh,
We're still not quite as equipped here as we could be, but we're getting there.
sorry, I thought it was there.
Yeah, it was in here. Okay, I just want to check my recipe. I always do that now, making sure I got everything. All right. Got to get my pan out. And what are we using for like a cookie sheet, Lauren? Where would that be? Is it
Look in
underneath?
the Lazy Susan.
Look in the lazy Susan.
And on, like on the side of it. Like, if you look like in the corner on it.
No, don't see it. Is it underneath here?
Because that's
Kelly, I'll
really
let
hard
you
to
look
get.
for that if you don't mind. Could you?
Kelly, I'm pretty sure it's in that Lazy Susan. I
Spatula.
think it's kind of like tucked
So
in
I've
the
got a
side.
little extra flour and I put that on my hands and I put the dough together. I think it's underneath in the bottom of the, just like that, okay? If you have a little extra dough, you could put in a little extra water there if you wanted, a little bit more milk. Is there anyone cleaning up after me when I do this, or is I doing it? I should have asked before I started this show.
Kelly, if it's not there, check where the pots and pans are.
Or in the drawer underneath the, right here, underneath there. Just checking there. Now, Kaylee bought a new rolling pin for us. She said she had bought one herself. And I think one day we got to make pies on this show because I once read you can't be sad when you're making a pie.
I want to do pie maybe next week.
You're going to make pie?
Yeah.
What kind of pie are you making?
Remember, we're going to have cherry pie and ice cream.
Oh, we're going to have cherry pie and ice cream. Oh,
Just
this
to
is
help
a
get
nice
this
little
month over
rolling
with.
pin.
What?
Just to help us get through March, Lauren
Yeah.
says. So you can sprinkle a little flour on there. Kaylee's doing the looking.
It's just those we have to get organized.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while. It's not a real cooking show, it's a hooking show. We're just making a few cinnamon buns. We're just trying to make it smell nice in the studio. Like nobody took it home. So strange.
It was blue, right?
No,
No.
it's a cookie sheet, like a normal kind of cookie sheet. And where's our butter? Butter, butter, butter.
Oh, right there on the open microwave.
Oh, great.
You were looking for this,
Yeah,
right?
I was looking for that.
And a baking sheet.
I'm looking for a baking sheet. I can use that, but I
I don't
just
know what
don't know
these-
where the other is. So if you wanted to, you could just take the butter and I just spread it like that. You could also melt it. This is real butter. That's important. And I'm using probably less than an eighth. Probably around an eighth. But a lot of times my butter isn't softened. So what I do, I feel like your hands are your best tool when you're hooking rugs, when you're applying makeup, and when you are cooking. Like it is like just the very best tool that you have. Like your hand is like a spatula, as long as you got them nice and clean. Okay, so there we go. I don't know where our cookie sheet went, Lorna.
I was positive I put it in the corner of that Lazy Susan.
Okay.
Was it small?
Yeah, it's a small
just
cookie
a
sheet.
rectangular thing. I thought I had split it right in, like when you
On
open
the
the
side.
door, like, it almost sounds like I can hear it when you're moving stuff.
I feel like,
Like right in the corner.
Oh,
there it is.
Thank you.
Lorna was right after all. This is the butter dish. You don't really
You have
need.
to Lorna look,
You
not Kelly
don't.
look.
Yeah. You don't really need. So, Kaylee, our question of the day is, what foods bring you comfort?
right.
That's our question of the day. Lots of cinnamon. So I'm probably using, I would guess here, you know, a couple of tablespoons. Wouldn't you, Lauren?
Yep.
Yeah. Lots of cinnamon.
You gotta have lots of cinnamon.
You gotta have lots of cinnamon.
Brown sugar.
Last night I was going to make cinnamon toast for supper and then I forgot about it. Now the brown sugar, I think we say here 1/3 of a cup. So it says 1/2 a cup. I go a little lighter usually. I'm just going to try, see what it looks like with 1/3 of a cup. And you can pack it, of course. I'm going to take that right there. I'm just going to spread that around. I think 1/3 of a cup is enough. The recipe calls for 1/2, but I just don't think you need it. I'm just going to roll this out a little bit more right there. Take that, put it there. All right. And this is the center of your roll, right? Right here. So you want to make sure that you got lots of sugar and cinnamon right in at the center. So then you just take it and you give it a little pinch for your inside roll. Give it another little pinch. And you know, these only take about 12 or 15 minutes. Hey, would you set a timer on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you have this happen, just lift it with your fork. So there we go. And then you pinch it here. And if you guys are in town and you come by within a half an hour, there'll probably still be one left. If anyone's around.
How long did you want the timer for?
I think we'll put the timer on for 10 minutes. And I'm cutting them about 1 inch wide. They don't need to be huge, right? We're just having a little treat. And this makes, well, we'll count them when we put them on the pan. They look pretty good.
Do you grease your pan?
Yeah.
You could grease your pan.
Yeah.
I don't.
But does it?
There's lots of butter in
Depending on
them.
the pan too, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Learn something new.
And these don't last. Like if you were going to let them cool on the pan, maybe. But yeah, you could just put a little butter on your pan if you wanted to. I don't. It's not like a pan of squares.
Yeah, it's like
So-
it'd be like a peanut butter cookie because they have butter and stuff
Yeah.
in them.
So
they're
that
not-
made a dozen.
okay.
That made a dozen buns right there. I'm gonna put it on the bottom element. Pop it in there. I'm gonna wash my hands again, folks. 'Cause now
Is the stove on?
the stove's on. Yeah, I turned it on.
Okay.
Is the hot water down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's our little cooking show for today. Now I'm going to make sure it's on. I've got the oven on 375, which I tend to like. I like them to be a little bit hot, like the oven to be a little bit hot for biscuit dough, because it gives it a nice quick rise. I can't leave this mess here and hook over there and look at this all morning, so I'm just going to clean that up. So this is the first time that we've had really some good baking on this. Like that's the first time there's been a pie crust or anything rolled out on that.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're off to a good start. Okay. So now you want to hook a rug, and so do I. So this is like, I feel like since I did this kitchen, it feels like more like home, you know? Feels like more like something I'd be doing at home. So Kaylee, what kind of foods do people love for comfort?
Cinnamon roll and coffee with cream.
Oh.
Mary Como says tuna roll, casserole, goulash, mashed potatoes, or tea.
Goulash, mashed potatoes, and tea. Oh God, don't tell me my hook's not down here. The love of God. There it is. All right. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to get a few green leaves in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use fern green. And my goal today is to get some of these little leaves right here up on this end. Because if I get those done, then I can roll my frame. So I really want to get that done. So this is just like Briggs and Little Fern Green. It's a perfect yarn for this little for these little leaves because they stand out. Okay. I feel kind of excited and rushed. I suppose like if you're trying to hook a rug, make a cinnamon bun, show Kid of the Month, tell people thank you for all the auto renews and the inspiration sessions. We're going to open it up later on this month, you guys, so be ready to join. And thank you all the people who are coming to the workshop in June. It's going to be so exciting.
And that recipe roll is in your newsletter on Sunday. And
That's
Angela will put it in the newsletter again today.
She will. And we want you to join our newsletter to really be sure to make sure you're on our newsletter list. That's really important. And you can join at hookingrugs.com. And I've also posted it in the Hookbook Cook Club, which you can also join. Okay, so I wonder if I could have like 2 purples here. So I'm going to put a purple in here, a little bit of purple.
This is homemade bread, like a comfort food.
Homemade bread is a comfort food for sure. Particularly homemade white bread. Just makes me happy. Love it. Oh, look who's here. Will just be a minute, Greg, if you're all right with that. Yeah. Greg's here. Greg's back. He was on a little trip away, and we missed him while he was away. Okay, I'm going to try the hot pink here, and let's see on this yellow one if that's going to be like too much. And Greg, how was your jaunt?
Hold on, guys, here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Was the weather warm?
The first week I was in Victoria for 3 weeks, and the first week they actually had snow on the ground.
Oh, we had a bit
And,
right there.
0 degrees there is like our minus 15 here.
It's colder?
Yeah.
You really feel it.
Very, very damp. Well, very Halifax-like when it gets
okay.
cold. Yeah, no, it started warming up. Generally, they have flowers up by now,
Yeah, I was
and they
kinda
probably
surprised.
do. But I was there in February, and usually there should have been some up, but they had a cold snap. Yeah.
Just put this yellow in here. Greg, we got cinnamon buns in the oven. Are you going to have one?
Oh, I'd probably be convinced.
Yeah.
So he twisted his arm.
I'll eat yours if you don't.
Yeah.
We got a dozen.
Yeah.
We got a dozen out of that recipe. So that's good. Now there's a little hole here, and that needs some of that purple, I think.
I have to laugh when you say that. You have a dozen.
Why?
Because a dozen would never work for me because I'd have Manzors down.
Yeah, that's true. You need 2 dozen.
Right? I always have to make double because I always have to feed both.
They're always, both. I don't worry about the Mansour's crowd.
I know, but I have to.
We do worry about Roger a little bit, make sure Roger gets one. But really, other than that, they're on their own. I feed them enough.
I know. For me,
And Keith doesn't care about, Keith who works at Mansour's
No,
doesn't
he
seem to
doesn't
care about
come down
sweets
very
as much.
often.
No. Once in a while he's hungry, he'll come over looking for something, but not very
Roger's the
often.
first down.
Yeah.
And Robert.
Yeah. Robert's always looking for food.
Usually it's Roger, followed by Keith, followed by Bo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! Like I said, I always have to make. If I'm doing bacon, I have to make sure I have enough for both.
So this is how our place works. You see, the basement is all one big building. So whether you work in Casey Realty on one end or Mansour's on the other end, we all meet each other in the basement going from one place to the other, which is kind of nice
Oh yeah.
and kind of chaotic sometimes, right? Yeah. So, okay, I got my greens done. Now, if I can get a little dent on this white, and while I'm doing the white, I'll just show you how I'm going to start the white. And while I'm doing the white, I think Greg could show us. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and entice you to join Kit of the Month because we have a very special kit this month, and you're going to want to see it because someone hooked a rug, one of our patterns that is retired, and everybody loved it. And I said, well, I'll bring that back just in a different way as a Kit of the Month. So I'm going to turn myself here and look at you guys and look at Greg.
I think that other kit was called Row Houses, wasn't it? Something
Yeah,
like
I don't know. Might have been called Up the Hill. I don't know.
What's this one?
Well, I was thinking Up the Hill, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We can. What
There's
will we
a
call
St.
it?
John's vibe to it.
There is a
sure, yeah.
little bit of a St. John's vibe to it, but I think it's like I think of that. It just means community to me, or company houses. That's what I think of it as you know, like everybody kind of living in the same kind of space,
Yeah.
right?
So this will be our kit of the month this month. The it's
Can you hold up the rug?
And there's
Yeah.
room to join Kid of the Month
Right.
this month.
so it's slightly smaller than this, so it's missing 2 houses on this one. So
Should
that-
hold up the rug itself, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's sweet.
So the products that are going into it, I'll just go through. So the sky are these 2 Briggs and Little
Yeah.
colors. The house over here to the left are Caribbean Dream, and I think it's Caribbean Dream, something like
Yeah.
that. And then the
Linen.
wild linen for the outline. The house here, actually, this is Caribbean Dream, I think. It's a New Zealand stream, and then bleach white for the outlines. And then we're doing this house, and it's an eco Scandi that's going into that, and fabric, white fabric. And the bottom house here, we're doing
Oh, that's a
Hoss-
4-ply.
a 4-ply hosta with another New Zealand stream as the outline. And this is a studio dyed copper, I think it's called, and silver gray for the outline. And this house is Crown and Glory, and it's buttercream. And the last one we're doing is this house here, and it is moss underfoot and light gray, or medium gray, I think. And then the windows are going to be a mix of 2 different Caracol, Cirrus Gray, and Pearl. So you can see she's used a darker and a lighter Caracol. So
Yeah, it
Should be
just makes it
interesting.
interesting. Makes the
Interesting.
windows really interesting, right? Gives them something.
yep.
Yeah.
So there's 18 different products
18 different products in,
in
that one
that.
kit.
So
yeah.
it'll be a little work to put together.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
And you can join Kid of the Month anytime, folks. And when you join, I'm going to put that phone in the bathroom.
I really like the light.
There we go.
outline of the houses.
The what?
I really like the light.
Doesn't work.
outlines.
Oh yeah.
We have everything going off at once. The timer for the.
Oh, the timer for the oven!
It's just like a normal day here.
I feel like the oven is not on. Do you have to turn something on?
Yes,
The oven's
just like a
on, but
normal day here.
That's why I asked you, because I thought, I didn't think it was on, but you know.
I'll start another time.
Start another timer, Kaylee. So, Greg, people can join Kid of the Month, right?
Yeah.
They can join Kid of the Month. You can join for 1 month. You can join for 3 months. You can join for a year. You can join if you join the quarterly kit, the bi-monthly, or Kid of the Month this month. And Angela, you'll put the link in the newsletter, will you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And Lorna usually has a cutoff,
yeah, you usually have a
date.
cutoff date around
just so we
20.
can
When
put
is
them
it?
together.
Well, I usually cut it off like the 20th, 21st,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
so Greg makes
So
it
we
really hard to
know
get late
that
people.
how many are going.
Yeah, so you can join for about another week or so if you want to join to get this kit. I would encourage you to do that. And don't feel like, it's a commitment for a year or anything. It isn't. Just join, get the kit, and you can unsubscribe at any time. But what happens is we send you a kit bi-monthly, quarterly, or monthly, depending on which subscription you join. But we're going to start promoting the Kit of the Month and letting people know, because it's not a mystery. We like you to know what's available, and that each month we're going to have a special kit.
And
I
we
think it's kinda fun.
send them out at the end of the month. Doesn't
That's
matter
right.
when you join; they all go at the end of the month. Then
Yes, like if you join now, it goes out the end of the month. So sorry about the cinnamon buns, but what time is it now?
11:28.
Well, I can hook for a few more minutes and then we can have a peek at those. But I want to hook for a few more minutes anyway, because I want to get to here on this side of my. See how pretty the blend is there? I should have never thanked Greg. Thank you, Greg. He watches, so yes, you'll see me upstairs. So I'd like to make the turn on this, because if I can make the turn on this, then I can get at the, next week I can get at the pot a bit better. I can't really reach the pot now. Kaylee, what are people commenting today? Are they having anything to say?
There was a second person that said goulash was their comfort food.
Goulash.
But they didn't call it that. They just called it macaroni and tomato sauce.
Yeah, right. A lot of people love that.
Spaghetti and chocolate. Now I don't know if Kathy means that together or she
But
just
I
likes.
think they're two different things. They've got to be two different things.
Because chocolate is the best.
Cinnamon buns.
I wonder if people
chicken
have a
soup.
comfort yarn. Like if you have a yarn that you use that always makes you feel good, like a certain color or a certain... We'll have a second question today. Let's ask that of our customers because we have a few minutes left. And what is your comfort yarn? Like I would say for me, one of my comfort yarns is woody moss. So now we've got we've got about 3 inches hooked here. And that's going to allow me to roll my frame down 3 inches. So I have to make sure that everything is hooked 3 inches across. And then I'm going to go over to this corner and do the same. And look at the subtle variation in this. Like you can think your background is white, but you look and you see pale green and you see rose. And it looks so darn good.
Someone said comfort yards are mostly blue and green.
Yeah, you know, for your blues and your greens. Yeah, I would say another comfort yarn for me is it called Big Blue Sky and Nova Sky? Those two sky yarns, like they're the ones that are kind of like, I don't know, like sort of like what you always have in the cupboard for your. Like I always have the ingredients for 7-layer bars. I always have the ingredients for those, like some graham wafers, butterscotch chips, pecans. You know, I always have natural Briggs and Little. I always have black Briggs and Little. I always have that sky blue, our regular sky blue. Like there's certain yarns, just like certain foods that you always have. I wonder how people are enjoying the book. This is Happiness. Niall Williams is our book of the month, our audio book of the month. So now this is going to go down as far as this yellow, basically. That's how far I'm going to go, like that. And Angela bought me flowers yesterday. They were really beautiful, Angela. Brought them home. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're lovely. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull this cream. This is our Big Softy. We're waiting for Big Softy to come in, aren't we? Do we have any natural?
No.
We're out of any natural. This one's actually dyed. We got something really special in today. Will we show them next week? Maybe we'll have a little promo with it next week because I didn't bring it down. That's sweet thing that came in today. It's so cute.
It is.
It's just the sweetest thing. It's the
Right,
sweetest little
Kaylee?
thing.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. They. When Angela opened them, she looked at them. We all went, "Ooh!"
Aren't they nice?
They are nice.
I know. We'll tell you next week.
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
Yeah, because you gave the secret up last time about the butcher block coming in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You gave up the secret. You did, didn't you? I'm excited now. When I go to make a turn in the frame, it's like one of the most exciting things that happens, like in my days, which is kind of sad. It is true. It's like when I get like so that I'm going to make a turn, I always feel like, oh, something really good's happening. There's progress happening here. That oven does not have a timer on it.
No.
It's an apartment size oven, so it's not like a regular size. Look at that. Now what color will I use next? I'll go with this. That's kind of the greenish. This is kind of the beigeish. Okay. Are we going to leave the frame down here this week, or are we going to bring it back upstairs?
It wasn't that heavy.
No, I was thinking we could have a frame down here and one upstairs, but then that gets really confusing as to what we're working on. But I was also thinking sometimes when we're working down here, I could do something small on the lap hook. But
Oh, the stove's working.
Yeah.
Smelling.
it smells good, eh? The stove is working.
Isn't that the smell they use when you want you to sell your house? They say put cinnamon on the stove.
Yeah, they do say that.
How do you get fish smell out of your house?
Lemon's good. Pine salt's good.
It doesn't stay long anyway.
No, vinegar. Wash something. What'd you cook? When'd you cook fish?
Well,
Probably not the fish. It's probably the deep fryer.
yeah, it was Rich's mom made fish and chips,
Oh,
and she brought up her deep fryer,
yeah.
and all I can smell is like the deep fried fish, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah. Oh, do you open your windows and let the air out? We know you're not crazy about fresh air. You would have made like a great smoker, like a great bingo player in the smoking days. Do you open up your windows?
If it's not cold.
Oh, I just open up, like
Oh.
just wide open for like an afternoon or something like that. That'll get it out.
Okay.
But I think pine sol, like wherever she was doing her cooking, wash that area in a bit of pine sol.
Did you take her deep fryer home?
Or
So
the
I
other
can still
thing
smell
that
it.
will get it out if you're not uncomfortable with it is just a little bit of Javex in your water. My mother used Javex all the time. Oh my gosh, the
My
cinnamon's
mother used to
coming.
soak her teeth in the Javex.
Oh, don't tell
Or
me
dentures?
that.
She
Oh,
did. She soak, yeah, she would soak her teeth.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
And then she'd rinse them, I suppose,
Oh,
and
yeah,
clean them.
but-
Yeah, I guess they get really clean.
Like it,
But you got to think back then, everybody used Javex,
Yeah.
right? You know, people don't use it like well, maybe they, I don't know. People don't use it like they used to, but back
No.
then, everybody
what's that
used
stuff?
Javex.
My grandmother had it. It was like brown, and you could use it for your teeth, but you could also clean your toilet with it.
Hydrogen peroxide?
No, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
it was like
I know
a
what you
thick
mean, though.
brown kind of syrupy stuff, but you used it for your teeth. Oh,
Iodine?
I have no idea what that
No.
you
is.
can clean your toilet. I gotta ask my mom.
You're going to have to call your mother, Angela.
Yeah, I gotta find out what it's
Yeah.
called. Unless somebody knows.
No, somebody said put a small pot of vinegar on your stove with cinnamon and cloves in it.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. That would be
Oh.
nice. That would be really nice. Good idea. We're just going for the hard stuff here, telling you to get out the Javex and the
I know,
pine sol.
like with the wood stove.
These
I
people
know
are sensible.
When the kids were small, I would put like on the wood stove, put a pot with Flyers Blossom in it.
What is it?
What?
Flyers, I'm saying it right. Flyers Blossom.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help keep cold and stuff away.
What's Flyers Blossom? I've never heard of
It
this
comes
before.
like almost like a oil of some kind, right? Comes in
Yeah.
a little thing.
Yeah.
You just put a couple drops in
Where
a pot.
did you buy it? Like,
I think you can get it anywhere.
Yeah?
It's supposed to help with colds and flus and all that
oh, I
kind of
never
stuff.
heard of this before.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did it smell nice?
Yeah, it's been a long time we hit it with stove, so I mean,
Yeah.
but it was, they always said it keeps kind of sickness away. I don't know.
Flyers Blossom. Okay. So here we go, folks. I've got this done. So we're going to roll our frame, and so you can see what we're coming back to next week. And you know, we're not rolling it a lot. We're rolling it. But see, we're rolling it more than you think, because we've got 2 inches here, we've got 2 inches here, about 6 inches. So I'm going to lift all this off.
I'd put it on that table.
You think?
Yeah, just because you might have food on this one.
Oh, okay. On which one? Oh, that one. No, I wouldn't put it on
Oh,
that.
okay.
No. I was thinking about putting it on my chair. Okay. So we'll give this a go. Kaylee, do you want to check those buns? Because I feel like they're like going to burn. How are they looking?
Oh, that's broil. Oh, I just turned it off.
Oh,
Oven. I thought that was the light. They
I know.
look good.
do they?
I think they need a couple more minutes.
Okay, great.
Kaylee, put that milk in the fridge.
Kaylee, check my oven. Kaylee, put that milk in the fridge. Kaylee, can you
No,
want
I
to
just
Is
go
this
back.
on?
No,
Lorna?
it freaks me out.
What?
The light's on.
There's the light. My sister always used to get mad at me if I opened the oven when it was baking.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that.
She said it would mess something up. I don't know.
So, well, it lets the heat out. So there we go, folks, just to give you an idea where we are. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's a delightful rug. So now I'm going to roll that, get ready for next week. I might do a little something in between. I'm not promising that I won't. So I can't go any further than that, but I can take that to about right there. And then I wonder if Luke is here, because he was going to come at 11:30 to bring us a bunch of Shetty Camp frames. Oh, got that tightened up.
Detox is the brownish stuff.
Detox? Wow.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
When you said brown stuff, I thought maybe iodine.
I think
Yeah,
I
it
could.
was really like a syrupy. It was thick.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Hey, cinnamon buns are done, Greg, I think.
You can smell them now.
Is
You
Luke
could
here
smell
by
'em?
chance? Luke Jackson.
Luke, our Shetty Camp man, frame man. Okay,
Oh, Luke.
there we go. All right. So we're ready for next week. I'm going to lift the cinnamon buns out of the oven just to show you what they look like. Then maybe give them another minute. Oh, they're looking amazing. I think they're done, Kaylee.
They smell like they're done.
They're done.
Are they burnt?
Bottom smell.
They're probably burnt too.
Probably a little bit of sugar.
No, they're not. They're not burnt. But I tell you, when you do them like that,
Oh, what?
oh, they're good. When you do them like that, and you think they're done, or maybe they need they don't need any more, just get them off the pan right away. Because I find they continue to cook on the pan after they're done. And I'm going to put this pan into soak. And I'm going to say the same thing I say every week, but it's worth saying. When you share rug hooking, you never know what you're sharing. And so get out there and show someone how to hook a rug. See ya. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And we're just happy to have you along. If you get here in, like I'd say, less than 15 minutes, you can have a cinnamon bun.